I looked out once more over my village, over my home, into the horizon, because I would be joining. I took one more look into the distant horizon before setting out. I will be traveling there too, into the unknown. Where my journey ends up, I will not know. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, it's a weed seed. Hello everybody, I am the Vision of Chaos and welcome back to another episode of Fun Secrets Chronicles. Every year in that same spot over there's an item over there. You can pick it up in every year and it will be a different item every year. It will become more rare item if you keep collecting it. However, if you don't collect it, it will stay the same items. Here you see a lot of houses, and a lot of these houses have Moogles in front of them. That's because we didn't actually create a family for them. Most families are in a set house, depending on which trait you took. My family is actually over here, with the crystal over here. Because this is where the blacksmith family lives, and this is my family actually. I believe it is. Yeah, it's the blacksmith family. But anyway, what we want to do here is actually go into the back. There's a little door behind the crystal. What could be inside it? Hello. Do you want to paint a mark? Well, you can paint and wash Mark and trim him into red, blue and green. You can paint him. If you paint him red, like I'm doing right now, he will cast fire always. Yeah, you saw in the previous episode that sometimes Mark will do spells. If you paint him in a color, he will do fire. If you paint him blue, he will cast blizzard, and if you paint him green, he will cast thunder spells. So that's basically all you have to know about it. You can wash him to change him into a different color, and you can trim him even. Trimming is not something I use, but you can use it in different areas. It's basically for the hot and cold areas. There are going to be hot and cold areas later on, and if you trim his fur, if you go into a cold area, he will be cold and he will get tired more easily, and he will drop the chalice. He won't drop the chalice, or maybe later. Where's the other Moogle, Kupo? Thank you. Hello. Are you here for the mark stamp? What's a mark stamp? Koopa, you don't know have a mark stamp? Let me tell you about mark stamps, Koopa. Moogles are found over the world, Koopa. We offer mark stamps as incentive to locate our towns. You need a stamp card to get mark stamps, Koopa. This comes as 20 squares, Koopa. They're divided into 3 sets. If you into sets of 1 to they're divided into sets of 1 to 3 squares of matching colors, Koopa. If there are 9 different kind of stamps, Koopa, each Moogle will stamp you one onto the card. If you collect a stamp matching, tell you one Moogle will give you one of those stamps, Koopa. Do you get all that? Sure. Okay, here's the first stamp. Here you go. Okay, he will give me a cat paw. And, oh, nothing. I don't want anything. That's all we came in here to do. The mark stamp is actually a little bit of collectible here. It's not necessary if you're playing on one player mode to collect these. It's just for a little milling game that I will playing on. And all the mark stamps you collect basically are for levels in that mini game. So you can talk to the families here. The great thing about this is if you create different kind of families, even if you not play on those characters, you can collect their spoils and you can use their professions. However, I'm not going to do that since basically there's nothing added. If you go into your menu or pressing Y, you can see your character stats. You can see that we have 2 memories, 2 diary entries, the strength, defense, and magic. You can also go into equipment and you can see what equipment we have. You can go to favorites in order to tell what your favorite food is. As you can see, he likes fish, meat, and striped apples. The great thing about this is if you keep on either giving the character food that he doesn't like, he will eventually grow to like it. Then you can check your family later on. You can appease your family, but we'll get into that later. Which is actually the reason why we took a blacksmith, because it's the most useful. Basically, it's all about appeasing the father. That's all I'm going to say to you for now. So let's set out into our first area, River Belle Path. You excited?
They say that wicked creatures prowl the road along this beautiful riverbank, but nobody's ever seen one. I once asked a man why. He simply replied, because anybody who happens upon one is promptly eaten. But it is long since anyone has met such a fate. For nowadays, people take another route, far away from the spooky old road. Only we walk the old way now, travelers in crystal caravans.
Yeah, you get a little intro scene every time you enter this area. However, you can skip them by pressing the start button, so you don't have to watch them if you don't want to. Here's a bit first part of a shortcut that we will not be using. You can pick up Coop. Mark, let Mark carry the shells for you. We'll be encountering enemies here. There are 3 kinds of enemies here, and 4 kinds of enemies here. And the first kind we already encountered here. I will put up the names of these characters, but I will not put up the stats because stats different from time to time. These are magicite. If we pick them up, we have a stone of fire, and we can use fire in our attack slots, as you can see. We also have a Phoenix down, which will revive you when you die. So, you may be wondering, once you choose a character, what's the difference between these kinds of races, these 4 races, you may be wondering. And look, Q-Stone, this will be helpful. Thank you. Now we don't have to worry about dying anymore. But I'm going to explain to you what the differences is between all 4 races. First of all, we have the Clavets. The Clavets are mostly defense based, but they have a decent attack as well. However, they are magic. It's also average, but it's not something to cry about. Then we have the Lilties. The Lilties are, as you may guess, very attack based. They have a high attack and low magic. Their defense is also pretty decent, but they generally have low magic. Then we have the Ukes. The Ukes are the most difficult characters when you start off. These are the magic types, but they have a very low attack and low defense. So if you're looking for a challenge, well, this is pretty much it. However, in regards of that, they actually have a boost for charging spells. So charging spells with them will be faster than normally. Oh, by the way, this is a key, and the key will put on this pedestal and will open the door for you. This gate over here. Sorry that I interrupted that. Clavets are the most well balanced characters and probably the most overpowered characters in the end. Lilties are mostly on attack, so if you want to do attack, then you just let it attack. This is a stone of life, which which is not so useful in single player. It's more useful in multiplayer. And this is the third kind of enemy that we'll be encountering here. Now, the characters that I haven't talked about is the character that I'm using. It's the Selkies. The Selkies are the most balanced characters in this game. They have a very decent attack, defense, and magic, but it's all pretty well rounded. So, what do you say? Do they have a bonus stat? Yes, they do. The charge attacks normally take up pretty good amount of time in order to charge up. But with the Selkies, the charge up time is decreased. Yes, you heard it right, it's decreased. So here's the other set for the shortcut. We're not going to use it, by the way. Oh, by the way, I didn't talk about this. This is the chalice. It protects you from mirror. The blue ring you see here, it's the area you can walk in without being hurt. If Mark or you isn't carrying the chalice, you can walk outside, but then the miasma will slowly start to hurt you. As you can see. There's also wind element here, if in case you need it. You will need it in later years. Basically, almost every area has the four areas. Basically, every area has the 4 areas. No, it has the 4 elements in it, and this one has water and wind in it. So there will be an area later on that has fire and earth, but I'm not going to spoil you anything. So why are we going up here, you ask? Oh, it's the 4th kind of enemy, and someone is screaming their heads off. Yeah, this is what I like about the Selkies. Their charge area in the first thing, it's just a charge shot. So even if the enemy is running towards you, you will still hit it. While in the others, you will not. Go find a small hole. You go inside. Yes, this is another Moogle spot you can examine. We talked about Moogle spots here earlier, so I'm basically here to get my stamp and get out. As you can see, we have two different kinds. What they will do, they will open up a minigame if you weren't paying attention. This episode is so sucky. I'm sorry. I need to gather my thoughts. I'm not very good at explaining things. So I tend to stutter a lot when I'm explaining things because, you know, I'm not reading anything. I just need to do it out of the top of my head. And that could be, you know, annoying. I do not want to change my element to wind. So I need water for us to progress. Is there anything that I missed here? No. Okay then. Then let's progress here. Yeah, sometimes you can go faster than Mark. And if you go too long with Mark, he will eventually get tired. And a Stone of Thunder, which we can show off right, but I don't need that. Oh, we killed 2 birds with 1 stone. We also have these pots over here. This is a pot of oil and that's a pot of water. And what they do, you can throw them on the ground and you can cast like fire on them and they will burst into flames. And then you can let the enemy run into that and they will take damage from it. It's not very useful. I don't use it on regular basis. I normally don't use that function because it's useless, at least in my opinion. Maybe funny in multiplayer to set your to set your companion on fire. And as you can see, I'm dying here, so that's why we have to cure. You do need to aim with this thing. And that's why you love it. That's why a cell key at the beginning and in the end is very useful, because you can charge the thing almost immediately. We have a design for most things already, so we can forge things later on. You can go back to the village and forge, but there's no use to it. Another lifestone. It's not useful in single player except for fusing, which I will be showing off eventually in a bonus video. But not right now. As you can see, this gate over here, we've been here before, we couldn't open it. You can only open it from the other side. However, we do not need to go there. It's only a shortcut if you want to get out of here. And I need to check because my sound just fell off. So I will be right back after I kill these enemies. So I'm sorry if the sound is gone now on my gamepad, because I don't hear the sound anymore. So I will be right back.